What's going on, guys? Overman back again, and in today's video we're gonna have a talk about these microtransactions once again. And you've probably already heard about this story because I am fashionably late to the party, but nonetheless, in the Eververse store there's this screen that says that consumables are non-refundable. Credit to a guy by the name of Anatomize on the Bungie.net forums for the image. But anyways, a lot of people were concerned that Bungie would be selling these consumables that would offer in-game advantages when Bungie said that they wouldn't do that. And some people responded to this by saying that it's possible that the consumables that they're referring to are things like the Jackalite consumable. If you don't remember, that was a consumable that Bungie gave out about a year ago that would give you a giant pumpkin head. And I think that this is very possible, but it's also possible that they might sell some other things as well. For example, some data miners have uncovered some consumables that would increase the drop rates for items in the raid, others to boost experience gains, and some to instantly level up a subclass. And this is what nearly set the forums on fire until good old Luke Smith came through and pissed on it by saying on Twitter that we aren't nor are we planning on selling consumables that buff King's Fall drop rates for silver. Now this is nice and all, but it's kind of sus because he's being very specific yet also ambiguous. I know that sounds stupid, but bear with me here. Many people, myself included, wondered about the other consumables, and a bunch of people on Twitter asked him about this, but of course he didn't respond. However, he didn't mind mentioning that they're going to fix the loot for the Nightfall in his next tweet just 10 minutes later. Real smooth move by the Sith Lord here, not answering a burning question that the community had, and changing the topic to something that would make them look good. Well done, Agent Smith. I'm sure Activision is very pleased. And also, in the weekly update, Deej basically just reiterated what Smith said in his tweet. So I've gone through the forums and a few people have started threads to discuss this topic and expressed that they don't really want to see these level up fast microtransactions in the game. And a lot of people have responded to these threads by saying that it's no big deal because you don't have to go out and buy them. You can just level up your character the normal way, so stop bitching about it. But I think this is BS because then Bungie Vision would be making extra money for the wrong reasons. They'd be making money because they made the game very grindy because it takes so long to level up a subclass, and they know that. So instead of lowering the time and experience required to level it up, they'll sell you a consumable to do that instead. And there's a serious problem with this. This is what some free-to-play and mobile games do. They make it so that it takes a really long time to do certain things, so you'll either have to wait or pay them to make it go faster. And to an extent, I understand this type of thing in free-to-play and mobile games. I don't like it, but I understand it because these people have to make their money somehow. But I don't think that this should be the case in a full-priced game that costs $60. And for a lot of us, Destiny isn't even a $60 game. It's a $140 game, and they're still pulling this shit. I'm not against spending money on things, but if I'm spending more, I should be getting more. If you're charging me a premium, I deserve a premium experience, not a freemium experience. That'd be like spending $100,000 on a Maxima. Sure, it's a nice car, but you should be getting a GTR for that money, not a Maxima. And if they do this with Destiny, then they're basically telling you, spend your time or spend your dime. Either way, they win and we lose. And I know some of you are probably thinking, Overman, calm the fuck down. They haven't even done anything yet. So far, all they're selling is emotes. True, they haven't, but they never said that they wouldn't either. Agent Smith and Deej both dodged the question, and you really have to wonder why. Why not just say that tests will only sell cosmetic consumables, not these level up fast consumables? And also, both of them were very specific about the King's Fall raid consumables, but they never mentioned anything about future raid consumables. This could totally be something that we see in the future, and you might say that I'm reading too much into things, right? But this type of dishonesty is now commonplace in the gaming industry, especially coming from Activision games. Think back to Modern Warfare 3 when Robert Bowling made a big deal about how that game wouldn't have Last Stand, but it ended up having Final Stand anyways. Or how about in Ghosts when they said that they had dedicated servers, but later on everyone found out that the dedicated servers were only on next gen, and even then it wasn't even full dedicated servers. Most of the time you still connected to a host. And in Advanced Warfare, they said that they would not sell supply drops. And that's absolutely true. They never sold supply drops in Advanced Warfare. They did, however, sell advanced supply drops. See, they weren't straight lying to you. They were just deceiving the shit out of you. No big deal. And if you think that Bungie is above this type of behavior, think about pre-Taken King. Deej was bragging about how they're removing the weekly mark cap, and he repeatedly said that you can earn as many marks as you want. And that's true, you can. But he totally neglected to tell us that the marks would be in extremely short supply because normal Strike and Crucible playlists would no longer reward you with marks. You see, Bungie understands the game of getting off on technicalities, just like the COD guys. So don't think that they won't turn around and sell consumables to speed up your progress. And they might not do it tomorrow, or even in 2015, but just remember that this is only the beginning. We've just begun year 2 of 10, and they're on a very slippery slope with these microtransactions. Now I do want to mention that just because they're on a slippery slope doesn't mean that they're guaranteed to slide down the slope. But remember, this is Activision we're talking about here. This motherfucker is clumsy as hell. Do you really think he won't fall down the slope into a pile of cash? If I had to put some money on it, I'd bet that Activision has a plan of carefully making its way down this slope. I don't think they want to just tumble down immediately, because if they're too aggressive with these microtransactions too soon, then they run the risk of pissing off the fanbase enough to leave. But what they can do is slowly increase the amount of microtransactions they offer, and that makes them easier to tolerate and easier for the player base to swallow. You know, right now it's just emotes, but tomorrow it's cosmetic consumables. But no biggie, right? Because it's just cosmetic, right? No big deal. Then it'll be level up fast consumables, and people will say, no biggie again. We can still level up by just playing the game for an extremely long time. It's not a problem. And hey, I'd rather drop a few dollars on this game so that I can level up fast instead of wasting my time. And then soon after that, they'll start selling materials and then consumables to increase your drop rates. And then before you know it, boom, advanced supply packages. Comes with 3 random engrams. And if you pay for the super deluxe supply package, you'll get 2 blues and 1 guaranteed purple, and some raid materials as well. Yippee! And this isn't really a new concept. It's been done before and in other industries as well. For example, I live in New York City. Here, the MTA takes care of the public transportation. So in order for us to go from, let's say, Queens to Manhattan, you'll either have to drive, which can be very expensive and time consuming if you need to be at school or work during rush hour, or like millions of others, you can take the subway. So anyways, a few years ago, I was watching the news and a reporter was on there talking about these MTA fare hikes, and she said that the MTA had a goal price in mind. I don't remember the specific number as it was a few years ago, but you can still follow along. So this price was significantly higher than the current price. So to avoid the commuters burning down the city overnight, they decided to make smaller fare increases. They'd increase it by increments of 25 cents to avoid making people too angry. But they'd keep on doing it, and over time, they'd reach that goal price. Because if they kicked the price up too high too fast, people would get super angry and boycott the MTA. So this way, the bullet was a bit easier to bite. So while people were unhappy about paying more for the same old subway that reeks of piss, they weren't mad enough to stop using the subway. Or maybe they were, but they had no other choice anyways in order to make it to school or work, but that's besides the point. The point is, I think these microtransactions will get worse and worse, mostly because Activision is standing behind this and they have full creative control over the product. And you damn well know that Activision is all about making that paper, no matter what effect it has on the game. But Destiny's still young, and it'd be too risky to implement pay-to-win microtransactions right now. But you just wait, they'll come, especially if the Destiny community continues to buy into them. Or maybe the Destiny community stands up to these fuckers and tells them that they won't buy this bullshit anymore and actually make them work for it instead. I can dream, can't I? That's it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not feeling too shy, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the microtransactions right now and what you think about the future of microtransactions in Destiny. Also, did you pick up any of the emotes? Did you pay for it? Or did you use your silver? Me personally, I'm not using my silver. I'm not buying any emotes because everybody else is buying emotes. So now, since I'm using the OG emotes, I'm special, because everybody else is running around with the same old emotes. Everyone's doing the Carlton, and the Bow, and the Grieving emote, and shit like that, and I'm just sitting here with my OG emotes, and I feel special because I'm unique. I'm a snowflake. Everybody else is using the same shit. So yeah, take that, Activision. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and follow me on Twitter. Link will be in the description box below. And if you have Twitter, tweet some memes at me, man. I like looking at memes. It's kind of a weird hobby I have, and I justify spending copious amounts of time looking at memes by putting them in these videos. And I, tell myself, oh, it's for work. It's cool. No big deal. So yeah, if you want to tweet me some memes, maybe I'll fit it into a video if it applies and it fits the theme and everything like that. But anyways, I've rambled on long enough. That's it for this one, guys. Overman out.